fast, but informative, so you can go back and grade a bunch of APRs for the EFDP. So we're gonna talk about the enlisted force structure. For those of you who don't know me, Master Sergeant Correa Morales, also known as Freddie. Let's go. We're gonna talk about the definition, the enlisted tiers, and the responsibilities for the different enlisted tiers. Go ahead. Someone said it. I can testify. All right. The enlisted force structure, if you wanna take away something from this, is that it provides a framework that you're gonna hold accountable the people above you and underneath you, all right? There has to be certain expectations that are gonna come from different ranks, and this is gonna lay out everything that you need to know for that. And this is gonna be useful for grading these packages. We're gonna have the junior enlisted airmen, including airmen first class, senior airmen, non-commissioned officers, staff sergeant, technical sergeants, and then the senior non-commissioned officers, which are the old guys, master sergeants, seniors, and chiefs. Go ahead. All right, the first tier for the junior enlisted airmen, just airmen, right? This is not meant for any disrespect, but they don't know any better. They need to be taught mostly everything. Most of these people are coming in the Air Force and they don't even know how to do their laundry. So they're getting used to living by themselves. They need to get used to the Air Force. So they're learning to adapting to the military profession. That's the expectation. Show up to work and do the duty. Go ahead. Airman first class. They already know a little bit about everything. They know the customs and courtesies. They know the core values. They need to be practicing those. Devote time to increase their skills. They need to be studying. They need to be on their books. We don't have it, but other career fields. They have the CDCs and all that stuff, right? Senior airmen. I couldn't find a good picture for the senior airmen mafia, the E4 mafia. But yeah, senior airmen, they begin to develop in their leadership skills. Know that this is the big bulk of our squadron. We have, how many?
54.
54 senior airmen. Can you think about any other rank that has that amount in the squadron? I don't know how many LTs we have. So, pretty close. But yeah, they're gonna go to ALS. They're gonna learn a little bit of leadership. They're gonna come to the squadron all refreshed. After that point, they can be frontline supervisors, first line supervisors. They have to be accountable to be more mature in the flight or the shops and to teach the people below them. Also, if you see them exceeding the expectations of, hey, this senior airman is actually taking care of the shop, taking care of the flight, telling people what to do, engaging in training, hey, this is a person that we need to take care of, okay? NCOs, this is a big change. They're responsible for development and effective accomplishment of tasks, and the development part is the key part. NCOs, especially new staff sergeants, your job is to nurture this new airmen, right? They're in charge of small groups, so they should not be afraid of, calling a couple airmen out. Hey, I need people for this, this, and this, and have a little project and be able to manage that. That is a good expectation for a staff sergeant. All right? Tech sergeants. I feel like that picture sums it up very, very well. In a perfect world, tech sergeants will be the NCOICs of the offices. They're gonna be dealing with the day-to-day things. They're gonna be looking down at the staff sergeants, and not in a bad way looking down, sorry. But they're gonna be in charge of those staff sergeants, in charge of all those airmen, and making sure that everything is where it should be. Everybody's green on the DOR stuff. Everybody, their check rides are done. Everybody have their PT test on point. They also the organization technical experts. So it's a fine line to walk on the tech sergeant side because you're expected to be on top of your game on the technical expert. That's why you see on OGV, most of those positions are for tech sergeants, right? And then you make master out of there, but they're also expected to be technical experts. So it's a fine line to walk. And the expectations is that you have to accomplish both of them. So responsibilities for the airmen. Like we discussed before, understand the core values, execute the duties in a timely manner when asked, learn their job. PT, make sure that you're good for that. Deployment ready. Demonstrate fellowship. That's very important because when they look up to a good leadership and they're invested in that, they're gonna imitate this. So if they're good followers, they're gonna internalize that good behavior and just keep doing that. So, responsibilities for NCOs, lead and develop. That's very, very, very important. Fortify the pillars, you know, social, emotional, all that stuff. You have to take care of your people. You guys can build that, but of course there's people over there that cannot read this. So, accept responsibilities. That's owning that you are an NCO. So if an officer here walks in the flight and just say, hey, if there's any leadership here, your answer should not be, no, there's nobody here, and let him go. No, you're an NCO. Step up, say, no, but how can I help you? That's acting responsible. That is accepting your responsibilities. Identify the high risk behaviors, making sure that your people are good. They're not suffering, they're not in depression, they're not having mental breakdowns, and they're not telling. Identify those behaviors. That is your responsibility as an NCO. Recognize a reward. Hey, you're helping with this, you can take the day off, you know, stuff like that. Provide feedback, huge one. All this that we're discussing is basically around providing feedback. And of course, complete PMA business, important for us. All right. Senior NCOs, advise, supervise, and mentor. Advise, supervise, and mentor. I can hear this in my head with Sonny Morse's voice all the time. Right? Grow and develop junior enlisted airmen. Yeah, everybody underneath, basically your kids. So that's part of senior NCO. And that's never gonna stop from senior to chief. Leverage resources. I put that in bold letters because that's one of the things that is good about being a senior NCO. You know, when something is not happening your way, you're like, let me help you out. Let me go. Hey, this is Master Sergeant Correct. This is Chief. You know, okay, cool. Then we can do something about that for some reason. All right, Master Sergeants. So. So for the Master Sergeants, we're not expected to be flying that much. We're not expected to be already on the top of our game in that technical position. We're still gonna help, of course. We're not gonna digress. But we're shifting more into an admin position. So that's the expectation. That's why Sergeant Morris has been too busy with admin stuff, right? Like handling people, that he can do his hero stuff. And that's okay, it's expectation. Senior Master Sergeant, I was gonna put a Fiat logo in here or something. Senior Master Sergeant, Senior, how would you describe your job?
So 3 words are less of you ruin your life.
There you go.
Right, so everything else is a step upon the other. My job is to try and make sure the Master Sergeants are taken care of. Right, Master Sergeants, this is all progressively down. Master Sergeants should be taking care of techs taking care of staffs. I take care of the senior NCOs and make sure that they're getting what they need. But I also take care of the flight commanders and provide them backup information, story like that, as well as the DO and the commander. We are chiefly building toward the chief position, which is an advisor role to leadership teams.
Right. Then Chief Master Sergeant. Senior Master Sergeant Callison, I don't know if you guys have met him before. So how would you describe the chief position?
It's like it says up there, developing people, so big teams and stuff. Just like professional development, these kind of seminars are usually chief ran and then he delegates it down. So putting the right people in the positions that they should be in, based on their rank, skills, and abilities, that's the biggest part. Just developing teams and bringing people together, increasing morale in the unit. It's all part of the chief duties.
Senior NCO responsibilities, be a visible leader and minimize excellence. Basically, just do the right thing because people are looking up to you. That's what we had to do. For the EFTPs, I know this was very condensed. I emailed the Enlisted force structure, so please take a look at that. There's way more information, but honestly, my first draft for these slides were an eyesore, and I cut back a lot just so we could get out of here and do the EFTP grading. But it's an excellent tool to see where we at or where the airmen are, especially in this EFTP. Understand that, hey, those expectations need to be clear. They need to be believable, all right? Example for EPR right now that we're looking at. Senior airman, not gonna be, leading 40 people. The person is not gonna be leading the Air Force Bowl. You know what I mean? It has to be believable. So just keep this in mind. Take a good look at the Enlisted force structure that I emailed. And if you don't have it, please let me know and I'll forward it to you. And just grade accordingly. Remember, we're looking for the next staff sergeant right now, right? So if this person is just doing senior airman stuff, this person is an awesome senior airman, right? But if this person is already doing the staff sergeant stuff, taking care of the people underneath, leading small groups, stuff like that, that's the people that we're looking for. The people that are ready to put on the next rank. Cool. Anything?
Sergeant Correa, can you talk to supervisors' personal expectations versus the Air Force standards? When we're assessing our people's performance, what are we assessing them with? Okay. A big pitfall.
I feel like this is something that you really want to talk about.
I really want you to talk about. A major pitfall a lot of supervisors have is they say, this guy should have known this. This guy should have been doing this. Or this guy is the best airman I've ever had. What they're not doing is they're not using the Air Force's standards to assess these individuals' performance. Like Sergeant Correa said, he tailored these slides to be talking points we're going to go through. But when you have that senior airman, that A1C, that airman, that one striper working for you, are the expectations you have out of their performance in alignment with what the Air Force expects out of them, or is it your personal expectations? Because in this discussion, your personal expectations really doesn't matter, right? If you're assessing their performance, you are an agent of the Air Force. You are an executor of the Air Force's will. When you're looking at that airman, he's got different standards than that A1C. Are you holding him to the standards outlined for him? I mean, I hate to say it, when I was a one-stripe airman, I was an idiot. Thank God I was only wearing one stripe, because being an idiot at that rank was okay. And then I learned, and then as I was an A1C, the expectations that I was held to changed. But you're not holding it to some unrealistic high expectation out of an individual's performance. You're assessing them to the Air Force's standards. You can drive them to be better, and we want you to do that, but when it comes time to pen to paper, it's Air Force's standards, it's not your personal standards.
And all this needs to be pushed throughout feedback session, right? That's what they're important. Nothing else? All right, let's go grade some EPRs.